I'm Jenn Weatherhead, a travel journalist and a travel enthusiast.
Right now, I'm in the Everglades.
I've taken my passion for travel and turned it into my job.
Cholesterol and diabetes. That thing has both right there.
I'm saying this, so where do I sign up?
And I want to bring you along with me while I find the next destination you should add to your travel list. From lesser-known destinations to revitalized cities and up-and-coming neighborhoods in familiar places, this is Next Destination.
That's the best thing. Amazing. Welcome to Miami. Hi, I'm Jen, and for this episode of Next Destination, I am taking you to Miami, but not just the beaches that it's famous for. We are going to be hitting up an incredible art district called Wynwood. We're going to eat some great food in Little Havana, and we're even going to go to Miami's countryside in South Dade. These are just a few reasons why you're going to want to make Miami your next destination.
When you think of Miami, you probably automatically think about those famous beaches. And yes, Miami's beaches are truly amazing. But let's not just go to the beach. Let's go beyond and find a new Miami, one that is focused on arts, culture, food, and adventure. Yep, you can get all of that plus the beach in Miami. And that's why Miami is our next destination. Far away from the beach, the Wynwood Arts District is home to some of the world's best street art, and it's become a hub and a community for well-known and emerging artists. And it's the perfect spot to see Miami's creativity from a brand new angle. It's impossible to see all of Wynwood's incredible street art, but one of the best ways to dip a brush into the scene is with graffiti artist Pedro Amos. He knows the stories behind some of the most recognizable and some of the most hidden pieces in the neighborhood.
So you know the neighborhood used to be a textile and garment manufacturing district back in the 60s, 70s. Now, as you can tell, it's not that anymore. The main places to visit now, as you probably notice, is Little Havana, Wynwood, and then Miami Beach. Yeah. Where it used to be the other way around. It used to be Miami Beach above and beyond everything. And now it's not. Now it's absolutely, Wynwood. I mean, I think we have something like 2.5 million or something unique visitors to the neighborhood every year. Yeah, which is a ton of people. Yeah.
So give me a letter.
J.
J, right? So J is funny because J's round, right? And J's a stick. That's a regular J. So
yeah.
Think of a letter in terms of like stems. Like there's two stems here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you would do this bottom part, or maybe you can divide it into three, whatever. But this is one. Okay. Then I did this for two. So we got 1, 2, and then here, three, right? So you do a little J, and then maybe a little bit breaks off over here, and I don't know, this connects somehow to the next letter down here, but let's say the letter is something else on E or something. And then so you're making connections and extension, an F, whatever. And so you're making all these connections, and so you're like kind of a letter architect, right? And so you fill this in, whatever color. The order of operations is different too, because you have to do, when you write on a piece of paper, you do the outline, then you fill it in.
Yeah.
Here it's the opposite. You fill in, and then you do the outline because it's spray. So if you were to do the outline and then fill all this in, you're gonna get overspray on your outline.
Right, yeah.
So you want it to be crispy, so you do that last. So you do the sketch, the fill in, the background. The last thing you do is the outline to make it very crispy and clean. Get your
I don't have to do a letter or anything.
No,
I'm just
maybe write your name first. Like just how you write it.
just how I would normally write my signature.
So you can get a kind of feel for it. I used to do this exercise with. I used to buff the wall white, and I realized people would walk up to it and just stand like they didn't want to mess it up. They didn't want to be first and stuff.
Well, I don't want to mess up what you
No,
just
that's nothing.
did.
Go over it. Go over everything. And then all of a sudden, like, I realized, like, if I just leave it, then people don't feel bad going over it. So just paint over
Okay.
everything. Yeah. And don't worry, it's just practice.
I'll try my signature and see how that goes.
See that. And then we'll come up with a fun little...
So it doesn't matter. Oh, let's see. Oh, but I want to be
So
closer.
then stand in front of, stand in front of whatever you're painting, stand in front of it. So if you're walking, like, stay in front of whatever
Stay
it is
like,
that you're
move
right
that
now.
way, yeah, okay.
Because what happens is you'll go like this, and it'll be misty, right? Because
Yeah.
you're at a distance.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Good. There, you see? Yes. Nice. So we'll do like a J. So we'll just do like kind of a bubble, a regular kind of straight letter. We'll do a J. And so I'll give you, so now that's a J. Remember 1 and 2
Yeah.
sticks. So now for the E, follow the same kind of path. So give me a rectangle here, like
And then
and
other
then we'll
rectangle,
do, yeah,
three
we'll do 3
rectangles?
rectangles
Okay.
off to the side, right? And stay close, right? You can go slow.
I can go slower,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, okay.
Take your time. You know how you fix a bad painting? More paint. So it doesn't
You're going to need a lot of paint for me.
There you go, Jenny.
There.
Uh-huh. There you go.
Oh my God, it looks so cool.
It comes together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's your thing. You're gonna sign it or what?
Wait, how do I sign it? I have to sign
Sign
it?
your name.
With Wise, Tina can spend and send money in other currencies. Tina's gone international. Moving all around, money head there, everywhere, man, I like a sound. Ding, 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 international. Moving all around, money head there, everywhere, man, I like a sound. Wise, the app for doing things in other currencies. Ding, ding.
If you think there's just one Miami, think again. You might discover her Miami, a fitnesscape full of kicking, swinging, and steaming. There's the Artventurous Miami that combines vibrant art and one-of-a-kind outdoor adventures. And get your appetite ready for a Miami that's deluxious, equal parts delicious and luxurious. There's a Miami perfect for you, waiting to be discovered. The only question is, what Miami will you choose?
Here, everyone saves adulting for another time. 3-course meals end with chocolate piñatas. And conference rooms are traded for water slides. Fireworks paint the sky every night. And happy hour can happen at any hour. Here, anything is possible, as long as you can imagine it. And that's what makes Orlando unbelievably real.
Welcome back to Next Destination Miami. Wynwood Walls is where the graffiti art scene all began for Miami, and it's home to some of the most iconic and original pieces of work in the community.
My name is David Hara. I manage the galleries here inside the Wynwood Walls. We have a couple galleries on the property. But the Wynwood Walls is this really unique place that we have here in Miami. It's really a basically built on creativity is really what it is. There was a gentleman by the name of Tony Goldman who kind of envisioned this a long time ago, and then opened up the Wynwood Walls, privately funded in 2009, and it was really just this little section here. None of the just this little, exactly, gravel lots and things like that. Really none of the neighborhood was built up the way that it was, but Tony had a vision, right? So he started inviting street artists that were friends of his and things like that, really iconic names, Fertura, Shepard Fairey, Kenny Scharf, big names in the street art world, just inviting them and giving them blank canvases to paint on. And then slowly but surely people started paying attention. Why is everyone going over there? What's going on, you know? And then kind of the neighborhood organically grew around us, you know? And in that time, the Wynwood Walls itself has expanded and it's grown in that time.
Wynwood's graffiti runs so deep that they are now home to the world's only Graffiti Museum. It's a great place to get the history of graffiti from its days of being considered illegal to its current rise and popularization.
So I'm very excited to be here. Can you tell us, first of all, your name and where we are right now?
Yes, so welcome to the Museum of Graffiti. I'm Lexia Shambo. I'm the general manager here.
Amazing. And when did it open?
The Museum of Graffiti opened in December of 2019 here in Wynwood.
My first time visiting, so let's see what we have.
Definitely. Yeah. So the museum's current exhibition is the Wide World of Graffiti. So it really highlights on how graffiti started and still is highly criminalized, but the exhibition then takes you to how it became more mainstream.
South Dade County is just an hour outside of Miami's downtown core, and it's the place where you can visit wineries, alligators, the Everglades, and even hang with some very friendly monkeys.
Don't worry, I'm not driving this boat yet, maybe on the way back. But did you know that Miami is home to 2 national parks? It's the only city in the US that has that. And right now, I'm in the Everglades.
An airboat ride through the Everglades is probably one of the most thrilling things you can do in Florida, especially in Miami, and chances are you're going to see a few alligators along the way.
Okay, so I am in Miami's countryside, and one must visit. You have to come to this fruit stand. It's called Robert is Here. They have amazing smoothies, so much great fruit, and some animals. Let's go see.
Robert is Here is a South Dade institution. It's a fruit and veggie stand packed to the gills with tropical, locally grown fruit and some of the best smoothies you're going to find in the state. And chances are you will, in fact, see Robert, whether that's the founder, Robert, or his son, also named Robert.
Are they very heavy too?
They vary in size. This one here's about 15 something.
It's like a baby.
And I'll show you them in the tree too. We have them growing right on the side of the farm. And what's cool about the jackfruit, they grow 100% true to seed. So every seed you plant will be another jackfruit tree producing.
I bet you didn't think you could sip on wine at a winery in the middle of Florida, but here we are at Schnebley's Winery, where I'm about to try some tropical fruit wine with owner Peter Schnebley.
So I got to see the very first wineries in New York State, 1976, 77, they were the first 2 wineries. Then I got to see like 7 wineries. Then I got to see 100 wineries, and now there's like, I don't know, 200 wineries. I got to see bed and breakfasts, small inns. I got to see fantastic restaurants all around an area that used to be originally from the Finger Lakes of New York State, which is wine country. So when I started up there working at the age of 13, I worked in the vineyards. Never thinking that somehow what I did at 13 would come back to be part of my life. We go, well, we could use the fruit that isn't that nice looking or is very ripe in making the wine. So therefore we're taking the fruit that we were throwing away, we're selling it for pennies, and we're making juice and then fermenting it and making wine. So as soon as I kind of realized this, I built this place.
Should we try some?
I think we should.
Do you want to steer me in a direction?
Absolutely.
And try some of your, I will tell you, I love mango and lychee, so I definitely would want to try
Sure.
those.
Well, you've got to try our avocado, just because who would have thought you could make wine from avocado, right?
Yeah. You're going to blow me away with this one,
Really?
I think.
It's like, I didn't know if it was the smartest thing or the stupidest thing I ever did in my life. It's like, broccoli wine is definitely not right. Asparagus
Did you try
wine,
that?
no.
Okay.
I just knew it wasn't right. But avocado wine, I was like, I'm either going to be laughed at or they're going to go, let me try it.
Yeah.
And it came out so much better than I ever
Really?
thought. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's try that one.
Okay, so here's our Avovino. So it has a nice clear color to it. Obviously it's not green because we don't use the skin to ferment. Okay.
Do people expect that it's going to be green?
I don't know what they expect, but it just looks like a nice white wine, you know? And so as soon as I had my nose to it, I go, wow.
Yeah.
That's not what I thought it was going to smell like, right?
Oh, I didn't think it was going to.
It smells like a Pinot Grigio, a Sauvignon Blanc, something nice, dry, crisp, right?
You're sure this is avocado?
Oh, by the way, cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for coming and seeing us today.
Thank you. It's delicious. It does
Right?
not taste like avocado.
Who would've- right?
But it's delicious.
So this one here, we're trying to make sure that we have the characteristic of the lychee, so you really feel the lychee experience when you have this wine.
Cheers.
Right? There's that flower
The smell.
perfume of lychee.
I like this one.
A visit to Monkey Jungle is an absolute must if you want to feel pure joy and happiness. You can visit the monkeys, learn about the important research they do at the sanctuary, and you can even get the chance to feed some squirrel monkeys. I think this may be one of the highlights of my career.
So that chirping that you hear, that's actually the squirrel monkeys. Best way is kind of just give them your back.
Okay.
You're gonna want to hold the tray like that, and they're gonna start coming from behind and in front.
You can't see how big my smile is underneath the mask.
Well, we have Monkey Jungle, and then we also have the Dumont Conservancy on property, which is our non-for-profit.
Have you learned any other fun facts about these?
About these monkeys, as I mentioned earlier, the fatting process is pretty amazing. During breeding season, these males get jacked. They look like little mini bodybuilders. They're really nice and muscular. It's called the fatting process.
Yeah.
They do it to show off to the females, pretty much saying, you know, I'm the one you want to breed with. But in here, the females are the more dominant ones. So with that extra fat and muscle, the females tend to beat up on the males a bit. So they have that extra protection for the time being.
Yeah. How long do they typically live?
In the wild, 10, maybe 15 years. Here, between 15, even as far as 30 here.
That's pretty amazing.
Go from the lap of luxury to lands untouched by time, where ancient civilizations once thrived, where their spirit still lives on today, and where you can leave everything else behind and grab life. Plan your trip today.
Here in Chicago, our style is everything. It's making moves, making waves, and making no little plans. From lounging on the shoreline to laughing at the punchline, our style is igniting the senses and igniting the night sky. It's preserving the past and embracing innovation. Our style was built to be bold, built to be better. But don't just take our word for it. Chicago has been voted best big city in the U.S. for 8 years in a row. Now that's Chicago style.
So I'm going on a ski trip and need a car with snow tires. I hit the search bar, find a rental, and think this should be easy. But with rental companies, it's never that simple.
Sorry, we don't have snow tires. Do all-season tires work instead?
Sure, if I'm looking to get stuck. Thanks for nothing. You know what? Let me try Turo instead. Turo lets you rent exactly what you need, and I'm done with the guessing games. Download Turo and browse thousands of winter-ready options available to rent. From all-wheel drives to snow tires, heated seats, roof racks, and more. Find exactly what you need on Turo.
Welcome back to Next Destination Miami. Many say Little Havana is the heartbeat of Miami, and I'm about to find out why. You feel so transported to a different time and place when you poke into cigar shops, you watch dominoes being played at Domino Park, you dance at Ball and Chain, and you get to eat some of the best ice cream you can find.
But Abuela Maria is probably the most famous flavor you will have. If you travel throughout the world and you meet someone from Miami, and azúcar ice cream is going to come up, they're going to say Abuela Maria.
That's the best thing.
Isn't it amazing? Okay, so keep your eyes open for empanadas. We are the city of empanadas. How good is that? Wow. Hello. Officer Perez, this is your usual. Would you like to share some coffee with us? Come on down.
I never say no.
This is what we always do. We like to keep our officers happy.
And Catholic. I'm the
Yeah,
people of the
and
street.
Israel. Hola, mi amor.
¿Cómo tú andas, corazón?
¿Cómo estamos? This is what happens, Jennifer, in Little Havana. Anybody that walks by, you're drinking coffee, you're hitting somebody up. Okay?
I'm happy to share it
Wonderful.
with you
From
guys.
Canada. So I'm going to walk you to Domino Park. This is really kind of the heartbeat of Little Havana, if you will. Okay, right this way. So this is Domino Park, and it just makes me so happy when I see, even though it's 100 degrees out, that still we have the locals here playing dominoes.
Yeah.
This started in 1963. 4 elderly Cuban gentlemen said, enough is enough. We want to play dominoes like we did back home in the plazas outside, and there was nothing for them in the city. So they bring a little white plastic little table, they set it just across right here. It wasn't even paved at the time. And they start playing dominoes. And you know, it starts changing every week. There's things that are added to this game, like cigars, of course. Money on the table, they're gambling. They're getting a little bit loud. I'm sure someone's bringing some alcohol. Before you know it, it becomes this, block party. The city finally says, okay, wait a second, we have to do something for the elderly here. And they invest about $125,000 originally, and they build this little plaza. They have the restrooms here so that really they can come and spend all day with their friends and play dominoes and chat away. Now, this is the deal though. With this plaza comes some rules. You have to be part of the association, and it's free. You have to be 55 and older.
I can't just go up there and join.
No. But this is when it gets good. You can't drink, you can't smoke, you can't gamble, spit, shout, curse. You have to wear a shirt, you have to wear shoes, and you can't bring a gun and you can't bring a knife. All the good things that happen in a Cuban domino match are out the window, but they still show up every single day. And this is what makes it so unique. Very famous ball and chain. I told you we don't mess around on this tour, on Miami Culinary Tours. Mojito and Cuban sandwich. And for my non-pork eater, we have con fritter, which is unbelievable.
So I'm going on a ski trip and need a car with snow tires. I hit the search bar, find a rental, and think this should be easy. But with rental companies, it's never that simple.
Sorry, we don't have snow tires. Do all-season tires work instead?
Sure, if I'm looking to get stuck. Thanks for nothing. You know what? Let me try Turo instead. Turo lets you rent exactly what you need, and I'm done with the guessing games. Download Turo and browse thousands of winter-ready options available to rent. From all-wheel drives to snow tires, heated seats, roof racks, and more. Find exactly what you need on Turo.
San Francisco, dancing in the park, hanging on a cable car. When can we go? San Francisco, dancing in the park, hanging on a cable car. When can we go? Right when I arrive, I really come alive.
With Wise, Tina can spend and send money in other currencies. Tina's gone international.
Moving all around, money head there, everywhere, man, like a sound. Ding, 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 international. Moving all
Wise, the app for doing things in other currencies.
If you think there's just one Miami, think again. You might discover her Miami, a fitness-scape full of kicking, swinging, and steaming. There's the Artventurous Miami that combines vibrant art and one-of-a-kind outdoor adventures. And get your appetite ready for a Miami that's deluxious, equal parts delicious and luxurious. There's a Miami perfect for you, waiting to be discovered. The only question is, what Miami will you choose?
Welcome back to Next Destination Miami. Miami has firmly placed itself on the food map in the U.S. With Michelin-approved and Bib Gourmand restaurants, you're going to need to go to Miami hungry because the food options here are endless.
So here we have our shakshuka, which is 2 pasture-raised eggs braised in a Moroccan tomato sauce base that we cook in the fire oven. Here we have our crunchy kale with romaine salad, some pistachio, Bulgarian feta cheese. Can't miss our Jerusalem-style bagel. Goes great with the shakshuka. And one of our seasonal salads, a watermelon with Bulgarian feta, grilled hearts of palm, cucumber, arugula, tons of herbs, and some chili.
Okay, you can't go to Miami and not go to the beach. The city's most iconic feature has been bringing people to stroll in the sand, swim in the Atlantic, and soak up the much-needed sun and warmth for decades. So much more than just the sun, sand, and beaches. It's really a place where you can find your own Miami and dive deep into communities, adventure, the arts, food, and even luxury. It's a city that can be whatever you want it to be, and that's why Miami is a great next destination.